5, 6 lines. Okay, T, A, B. So you'll see 6 lines where it says tab. This might be good for the parents actually, because everyone else should know this, but the parents might not, and you better help them then. Okay, so the next one, yeah, quarter past. Yeah. So the tab is basically a picture of your strings, and the numbers represent the frets where you put your fingers. Okay. This bottom line here is actually the thickest string. So if I just put a marker on that one to remind you, that is the thickest string. So that is actually on the guitar, this top string here. So when we look at the C major scale, which is on page 34, sorry you couldn't hear me, because I did say the page number and everything, honest. Okay, so page 34. When we're looking at the scales there, and the first number is a 3 here, then that 3 is actually on your second thickest string. So if we're thinking about our guitar again, that 3 is on the second string, 1, 2, from the top, the second thickest string, and fret 3 means we just have to go 1, 2, 3. Okay? I'll go a bit quicker through the scales. I know most of you have covered them, but that's just a quick explanation if you couldn't remember how to read the tabs, and it might help. Right. So, as we said, the first 4 notes of the C major scale. So we have the 3rd fret on the 5th string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're just going to play that. And that's all we play on that string. Next we move down to the 4th string, so it's the next string down, and you can see in your book, can you see the numbers? What are the numbers there? Let's just make sure you're looking at the right page. So the numbers there should be 0, 2 and 3. So on that 4th string we need to play 0, so that means no fingers. And then 2, and then 3. Okay, so our first 4 notes of the C major scale are, let's go back up a string, the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and then we're going to go down to the 4th string, no fingers, and then the 2nd fret, and then the 3rd. Alright, so let's just try playing those 4 notes together. Just have a quick check, make sure you're happy with them. Again, if you're comfortable with this, then just practice that whole scale. Part of the reason for this session, as I was saying when the microphone was off, is that the technical exercises often just kind of get pushed to the side a bit, particularly because children don't like playing them that much. I do them regularly in class, but children often don't practice these bits at home and they focus more on the songs, which are more fun. But it's a good idea to practice them quite a lot. So if you can attend this stream, it kind of makes you play through those technical exercises a bit more often, which is a good thing. Okay, so here we go. The first 4 notes. So finger on that 3rd fret on the 5th string. And we're going to play after 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our first 4 notes. And again, I'll count slower this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to add the next string on. So the next string is your middle plastic string, the 3rd string. So from the bottom, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and this is the string we need to play. You'll see if you look at your book, the first number again is a 0 and the second number is a 2. So we're going to play an open string, that's the 0, and then the second fret. And notice which finger I'm using for the second fret. I'm using my first finger for the second fret each time at the moment, okay? So on that third string, we've just added 0 and a 2. So just play that a couple of times. And again, make sure you're happy with it. All right, so let's go all the way back to the beginning and try playing these first 6 notes that we've got. So the first note, do you remember where that is? So 3rd fret, 5th string. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And that's the first 6 notes we've added. Let's go again. I'll go nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All right. Now, if you look at just the next 2 numbers, don't worry about all the rest yet. Just the next 2 numbers, you'll see it says 0 and 1. Now that is on the second string. So our second string, 1, 2, we're playing 0 and 1. So 0 is just open, and then 1, the first fret. Now if you notice, I've moved my hand slightly now, so I'm still using my first finger. So I've gone from here to here. Okay? All right, let's just play that 0 and 1 a couple of times just to get familiar with it. So open, and then first fret, and again open, and first fret. Okay, so we're going to go for now the whole 8 notes that we've just done. Okay, so we've done the first 4 we did together, and then we added 2 more, and now we've just added the last 2 that we need to worry about. Okay, so let me know if this is too slow or too quick. By the way, I can always speed up or slow down if anyone needs that. Okay, so here we go. Right from the beginning, you're playing with me, remember? Hope you're not just watching. Remember to play with me. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 2 lots of 4 equals 8. Yep. So we're playing 8 notes there, okay? And I will tell you what they are in a minute, because it is important to know what notes we're playing and not just what the numbers are. Okay? Here we go. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now, if you look in your book, what do we do next? What happens? So we've just gone up, and if you notice, we now do the reverse and we come back down. So what that means is after we've played this last note, we then have to go and do it all again backwards. Okay? That's a little bit trickier, but I know you can do it. So let's start where we finished. So we're going to start here on this first fret of the second string. All right. So we're going to play 1 and then 0. Okay, that's all we need on that string. We've already played this one, that's the 1. So we're coming off there and playing the 0. And then the 2, 0. And then the 3, 2, 0, 3. Right. Now if you've got this, just feel free to play through it a couple of times. All right, and then we're going to talk about the fingers to make sure you're using the correct fingers as well. So let's just start at the bottom again. Here we go. We're going to play 1, 0 to start with. So 1, 0. So play that. Okay, then the next string is 2, 0. Okay, I'm just putting little pauses in between to give you a chance to play. And then the next string, the 4th string, is 3, 2, 0. So here we go. 3, 2, 0. And then we finish on the 3 on that 5th string again. All right. Okay. Let's have a go at going all the way up the scale and then back down. So we'll be going. All right. So we can go slower than that, so don't worry, and we'll count it and try and get all the way through. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now you might notice at the top there, when we come to this last couple of notes we play, when we finish here, we don't play that note twice. So we don't go and play it again. All right, so when we played this at the top of the scale, we're just off again. And you'll see that in your book where it says 0, 1, 0. So only playing that number 1 just the one time, aren't we? Okay. All right, here we go again. Let's go all the way through the scale. Let me know how it's going. If you're playing it easily, that would be great to hear. But if you need a little bit more help on it, that's absolutely fine too. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So I'm hoping by the end of this lesson you're going to be so confident in this C major scale you'll be able to play it anytime anyone says it to you. Play a C major. You should be able to just go ba 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 and just play through. That'd be fantastic. Okay, let's have a quick look at the fingers. So I did mention about using the first finger for that 2nd fret, but if you notice, I'm also using my middle finger for things in that 3rd fret. I'm not just using one finger and moving it round all over the place, okay? So this is something that most people do when they start playing, and just use one finger. Which is actually much harder to do, although no one ever believes me when they start doing this. So it's much easier to start using more fingers. All right, it just makes things much easier later on as well when you have to learn more difficult things. So what we're doing is using our middle finger for the 3rd fret. For that first note is the middle finger. All right, so let's play that together. Middle finger, make sure you got the right finger there. Here we go. Let's just go through them slowly and we'll talk about the fingers. So play that one for me. And then the next string, of course, we don't need any fingers to start with. So let's play that one. And then we're on the 2nd fret. So this is your 1st finger on that 4th string. And then, because we're on the 3rd fret, we're going to use the middle finger now. Don't move your finger up. It's not allowed. Okay? So that middle finger, please. Okay, now we're on the next string, and this is open again. And we can get away here with the 1st finger. And again for the next string. So that's the only time we're allowed just to move that finger, okay? Okay, so let's play through together. Making sure the next class is at 1:15. Which is for the grade 1, okay? And then the next one for the songs in debut is on the Monday. But if you look at the calendar, it's all up on the calendar. So if you haven't found that, please just let me know, and I'll send you an email because you need an email login. Okay. All right. As I said, part of the reason for this technical exercises one is just to kind of force people, make people practice the scales and the things that they often don't practice. Okay, but as we go through and over the next couple of weeks, obviously we'll get quicker in what we're doing and cover more each lesson. Okay, all right, so here we go. Let's go through. Let's make sure we're playing the right fingers, and we're going to go all the way through the scale and back up it again. Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's something to practice. It takes a little bit of time to get used to if you've so far always been using one finger. I know some of you are using 2 fingers and doing a great job, but some of you are definitely still using 1 finger and shouldn't really be. All right. Now the other thing, and this is even for people who are doing quite well, is a lot of the time we don't think enough about the notes we're actually playing on the guitar, because we've got that tab and we can just look at the numbers and look at the strings that those numbers are on. People don't think enough about the actual notes. So here we go. Let's start. This is actually nice and easy, this one. So we're going to start with thinking about our alphabet. Okay, so we're starting on the note C because it's a C major scale. So that first one we're playing there is a C. So think about your alphabet. What's the next note? So C, D, yeah. So think about it, A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D, and next E, and again F, G, and this is where it gets slightly tricky again. Now in music we don't go above G, okay, so we don't go to an H is what I mean. So there's no H, I, J, K and so on in music. What happens is we just go to a higher A, so we basically start our alphabet again. The musical alphabet is just A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we just have to start again, okay? So if I wanted to play higher than that, as I said, I'm just back to an A, but it's a higher A. So we go in this scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So you should notice that we start on a C and finish on a higher C. Okay? So here's a challenge. Can you say all the notes as you play the scale? Let's have a little go. So let's get ready. That first one is a C, remember? So we're going to go really slowly and just try and get all those notes in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, C and D and E and F and G and A and B and C. If you did that, you're doing really well. And then there's the really tricky bit of doing your alphabet backwards, because you have to go C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. And that's quite tricky. So don't worry too much about naming it backwards. As long as you know the notes as you're going up the scale, that'll be really useful later on. Really important to learn all the notes we're playing as well, okay? All right. Let's just go through that one more time, and then we will finish this one and get ready for the next stream, which is the grade 1 stuff. As I say, we'll speed up a little bit as we move through the weeks and make sure people are happy on them. But this is the first scale, and it's probably the hardest one actually, because there's more notes in it. So it's really important to get this one right. Okay, here we go. Let's just do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. All right. Well done if you are playing that. Now, if you're confident with that, that's fantastic. When you're playing it in the exam, you have to be able to play it at a certain speed. So just to give you an idea before we have to finish what that speed is, it's 65 BPM. So if you think about it, that's 65 beats per minute. It's a little more than 1 beat every second. And it is, I'm going to put this near the mic, it is this speed. All right. And we just have to play one note for each click. So that would be about this speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can tell it's not that fast. So we're not worried about speed at this point. It's making sure that the fingers are good and all the notes sound correctly. Okay, so never worry about speed. Certainly not until you're much, much higher level. Okay, right, accuracy and just a good sound, that's all we're after. Okay, take care. I hope that's been useful. Like I said, we will progress from that one, so next time we'll look at the next scale, but that will probably be a bit quicker and easier. And the important thing is just making sure that everything is correct. If at any point you need extra help with any of it, remember you can book the open lesson slots. So again, just go on the calendar. If that's not working for you, just email me and we'll sort something out. Okay, excellent. Take care. Thank you very much for joining me today. Bye-bye.